It's
And
not food then.
how many cups of rice
Rice not
equals
food.
1 cup of
What
rice?
rice
A
is
cup
it?
of rice is plenty.
Rice not food. Nah, rice not food.
Why is rice?
It's a starch.
I mean, yeah. Sorry
My
about
my beef with rice is, even as a child, I
Right.
never wanted to eat a million of anything in my plate. So rice and spaghetti. Rice and spaghetti was always a problem for me as a child.
Right, you just can't eat
No,
nothing.
you-
Can't come.
You know why I hate rice? I stayed
you
in
did
Cuba
it.
for 2
Oh,
months. And
yeah.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner
Rice and red beans.
was rice.
Sounds
rice and
very
egg, rice and milk, some kind of a shit. And I was like, when I go back home, I was like, you know what? You'll never put rice in my plate again.
sounds very Norwegian.
Cuba. Do you remember Cuba?
Yes, but it was good for us because we got to leave.
Well, yeah, true. We didn't have to read anything and study anything, do any tests or
Exactly.
anything.
I was in the hospital for 2 months, so.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well, I feel bad now.
That just happened there, just like that.
Yeah, I just killed
For
the vibe.
those just tuning in,
I'm sorry.
we're here with the hard ones. We're having a few hard ones, while we have some hard ones.
Oh, wait, I supposed to have a drink?
Oh shoot. And today I don't bring red wine. Eh? Oh, I do have red wine.
Sometimes water is a hard drink, so water counts as a drink.
I hydrate.
I'm feeling jealous now, right?
Charlene, I'm struggling to hear you.
I don't touch the mic.
okay.
Okay,
Remember, every part that, every angle that moving.
We go through this every
That's
week.
what the lever is. Yeah.
We go through this every week. Charlene and Kenrick and that mic situation.
I just want to mash up the mic.
It'll be all right.
I feel like Kendrick will take it hard, so I don't want to.
You can't go more down. No?
I don't want to mash up the mic.
You're not-
I'm sorry, but everything's sounding wrong in my head.
I know. You see me? You see me swallowing the jokes? You see me swallowing the jokes? Pause, Charlene. When you say those things, you have to say pause after.
Yeah.
It can't get worse. Just
Wow.
watch. Just watch.
So,
You can't get
watching
worse.
us on YouTube, we are, for the most part, all wearing red today. We are
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
wearing red.
Yeah. I'm like, can
And
y'all
we
see?
have, you hear a new
Yes.
voice, you're seeing somebody new in the frame. And our guest on the pod today is Tyron Benoit.
Long time listener, first time caller.
First time caller, long time
I know a song with your name on.
listener.
I know a song. I know a song with your name in it,
You
bro.
want to sing it?
Yeah.
Oh, long Tyrone. Jade backgrounds.
This episode will be a little different, or maybe it won't. Ty is here. As we say, we're discussing hard ones while we're having hard ones.
Yeah.
Ty, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Wrong sounding right.
Let's see. Tyron Benoit, originally from Goodwill, Dominica. Maybe the only hemophiliac in Dominica.
Really?
Yeah, I've been trying to find people in Dominica that have hemophilia and coming up very short.
Whoa.
Yeah, let's see. Went to SMP, SMA college, left Dominica, went to study biochemistry pre-med in New York, Long Island. Came back home, started working in Inland Revenue. Got fired from Inland Revenue because they thought I was faking my sickness. I'm gonna put that out there.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ignorance.
Yeah, let me tell you. And now I live in Orlando, Florida.
You had to look outside?
Yeah, because
You travel so much. Where am I?
no, it's still it hasn't settled in that I live in Orlando, Florida as yet. I still consider Dominica home. Whenever I talk to people about home, they're like, oh, you mean Ocoee? Well, I live outside of Orlando called Ocoee. And there's like, no, Ocoee is not home. Dominica is home. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I know
a
what
little
you
bit of me.
Nice.
I'm glad to
I've
finally.
seen that face around somewhere. I don't know where, but I've seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, most likely.
Maybe it was that one time you decided to go to the shop to buy what was that?
Or maybe when you was
Sazon.
Let me
going
tell
and pay
you,
your
A
it
pack,
license.
did
a box of Sazon, maybe.
no. Let me tell you. You know them old school buns that used to come in a plastic bag with a little cream? They used to sell it for 50 cents
Yeah,
and a Fanta
that
after
that
school.
you was going to get.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you see him when you were paying your taxes because you're a good citizen.
Yeah. That too.
You
That
know,
too.
okay?
By the way,
Yeah.
happy 420 because this will air on 420. So
I
sure,
mean,
if you
I mean,
celebrate
this
Represent
I
West.
should
auspicious holiday,
20,
so
Represent
should I
West.
have a hard one or should I have an edible?
you can do
edible,
Hmm.
whatever you
edible, bro.
like. Partake in the turn up today. Make sure you something.
But I will say it's our first 420 in Dominica where we can legally celebrate. So I'm
Yeah.
sure everybody's really excited about that.
Big
Yeah.
up to the lawmakers them one time.
I have a
But
question. What
why
happened
can't
to
I hear
Charlene
Charlene?
eyes? What happened to her eyes though?
Her eyes
You know,
taking
yeah,
a long wink, Tyrone.
my
Okay.
lashes.
Charlie Lash is heavy today, my brother.
I don't hear Charlene though.
You know,
Because
yeah,
all
you
of a sudden it's 420 and Charlene forget as a podcaster to talk in the mic.
sorry.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear her
Hear
now.
me now? What happened is my eyelids they heavy. Like I was heavy on the mascara, so it
It
just
happened.
weighing on it like
What
it
you
like
want, man?
ash on my
Yeah,
lashes and
man.
weighing it
It
down.
happened.
Hey, last, I forgot the man name already. Let me write that down. Eh? What's your name
Tyrone.
again?
Tyron.
Tyron. I just sing this
Nobody,
song.
Tyron.
Just sing this.
nobody,
Come
nobody
on,
calls me Tyrone.
come on,
Everybody calls
Henry.
me Ty.
Okay,
Ty.
because
So
it's
Ta,
like Ty.
Ty.
Ta.
Okay, Ty. So you mentioned hemophilia.
Tyron.
yeah,
Um, what is that? Like,
Hemo,
yeah, what is that? What is that?
hemophilia is a genetic bleeding disorder. It's where your factor, well, sorry, bring it down. Your blood does not clot. So if I get a cut, it will take me, no matter how small, how big, it will take me hours for that cut to stop bleeding, for that cut to stop bleeding compared to if you get a cut, you can go around about and you're fine. Me, on the other hand, depending on how bad the cut is, it could lead to death or possibly bleeding for the next 2-3 days.
Wow.
So just imagine having that in Dominica where there's no factor.
What is a factor treatment?
Make drink weird.
So
No, but that's a serious thing, you
No,
know.
we
For
have
But
real.
a
Dominic,
serious
you're not in
conversation.
that's not a real place.
Yeah. Real talk.
well, I mean, I wouldn't say that because I've met people from other Caribbean countries that have hemophilia that went through basically the same situation as me growing up with no treatment and the doctor watching you like, well, we cannot treat you because we really don't even know what it is. And I've actually met doctors in America where I told them I have hemophilia and they watched me like, huh? And then I had to break out my science background and be like, oh, okay, I'll be back. So
Wow.
really and truly, it all depends on, again, as Kenny can say, ignorance. So
Man.
That's crazy.
So, bro, how you does function? Like, how you does get things done? I don't mean in myself, but like really and truly, because I think it easy to get a cut.
like, you
What do
see,
you mean,
your question,
like the fear, like if you're
Yeah,
having
like how you
fear,
managing all of that, like how you balanced in your head, like
or to trust your own judgment to not
yeah.
damage to hurt yourself, or
You
like
check
something
maybe
like that.
you continue, you probably paying your dash, I don't know how it is up there, you just pay dashing, but you probably doing your thing. You check and then by accident the knife just decides.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so you see your question, I had to go through that a lot in high school and primary school where people used to watch me like, if I touch you, I'll get. And again, ignorance is bliss. Like, yeah, I have a whole YouTube video on that part about growing up in Dominica with hemophilia, but ignorance is bliss. No, like, I live, I would say, a basic life. Like, I don't really thinking about hemophilia and trying to live with hemophilia is going to be frustrating and mentally depressing. So I do not go like, okay, I shouldn't do this because this will happen. I shouldn't have this because this will happen. I go about, I'm gonna do it. If something happens, something happens. Because at the end of the day, if I have to sit down and think, okay, well, I shouldn't go walk because I can have spontaneous bleeds. And having hemophilia, you can get spontaneous bleeds where I could be sitting down now talking to all you, and my knee joint just decide to bleed because it wants to bleed. So it's like, there is no, okay, don't do this because this will happen. You can literally be doing nothing and it will happen. So you might as well just live your life.
Okay.
So,
So
go ahead.
I'm thinking, because how do you deal with like something like a headache where you might need to use an aspirin or something? And I know like that is something you use to thin your blood out. Like, how do you manage the pain?
I
That you
do
cannot
not
deal.
I do not take aspirins. And I have a little fortune in my room where I have a lot of morphine and a lot of oxy that
Whoa.
I can go sell that now and I'll be nice.
Whoa.
But
Charlene, dial down the excitement.
Is that off air?
so,
Charlene was like, how did you know my favorite things?
I know, right? No, but yeah. So when it comes to little pains like headaches and stuff like that, I don't take painkillers for it. I actually was tested for my pain threshold, which is very high. So if I tell you I'm hurting, best believe
That you in pain.
I can
it's
imagine.
from a scale of 1 to 10 for you, you might think that's like a 20. And I would tell you,
Oh.
that like maybe a 5.
Whoa.
So when I hit a 10, I have to go take oxy or morphine and just knock out.
So the spontaneous bleeds, they are painful.
Yes. Spontaneous bleeds mostly happen in target joints. Like any hemophiliac will tell you, they have target joints, and mine is basically every single joint of mine. Mostly my knees are the worst because of constant bleeding when I was back home with no treatment and no proper pain medication.
Whoa.
My my doctor here tell me I have an 85-year-old knee and I need double knee replacements basically right now. Yeah,
The
because
mic.
my
Damn.
I don't want to laugh, because this is a very serious topic, but it's also for
Charlie, they laughing. It's Charlie. Sorry, bro. With Charlie's face.
it's also 420, so I feel like it was a
Sorry, I'm very sorry.
no. I love being able to talk about this and laugh at the same time because
Okay, great.
if I have to literally tell you all my whole story, we're gonna be in tears. We're going to have
I
to
know
drink rum
that.
and get over it. So I'm fine with the laugh in between. Like, let's do it. Yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
basically now my knee joints are bone on bone. There's no cartilage. So, Jade facial expression.
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
No, listen, I'm used to this.
What he talking about?
I'm used to this.
Because I have a medical background education wise, so it's like I thinking about the
I
pain
can show you
of
pictures of my x-ray.
I would love to see oh gosh, okay, I felt a little so excited, but like I'm thinking of
Don't have the excitement there.
Dial it
Jay.
down.
yeah,
Dial
true.
it down.
Like I really wanted to do either internal medicine or cardiothoracic, those things,
Oh,
or just be
nice.
in the morgue, do pathology. But like I just imagining how much I value my knees right now. I take them for granted when I was young, you check. So now I imagining like bone on bone and how painful that must be for you, like every day navigating, walking around. I was gonna say no wonder
It's
your pain threshold so high, but at the same time, I'm sad that it have to be high.
and not just imagine that. Imagine sitting down, you stretch out your knee and you're in, like.
Come for
Yeah.
a hug. Wait, oh no.
So okay, Ty. So what causes
And the man
hemophilia?
laughing at
Like
you, boy.
no,
Oh,
go through something
man.
like that. Laughing.
That's exactly how I feel.
Listen.
Like, look at you.
So
The only
like
Wow.
thing you can do.
what causes that? How does one have hemophilia?
Wow. So
It's
you
genetic,
you want
right?
me to go side? Yeah, it's genetic. So basically, my mom is the carrier, and the hemophilia gene is on the X chromosome. So XY.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got it from my mom, who's a carrier. I'm the only person in my family who has it.
Whoa.
Even if they say it's
It's
genetic
genetic.
disorder, I'm my mother's only child. So then lies only one that have it.
Damn.
Um, yeah. So it's on your X chromosome, and then I don't have another X chromosome to balance off the factor that's missing in my genes.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Um, something just pop in my mind like as you start explaining the condition, like I the whole aspirin thing, but I also wondering like, have you ever like had to do like remove any teeth from your mouth? Like, what is the what was the procedure like doing that?
Or
Mm.
Again, in Dominica, where
Oh
there
my
is no
And
God.
treatment.
you had to do that in Dominica.
So
Oh
as
my
a
God.
kid, I remember having an extraction done, and I bled for like about 3 weeks. And like back home before, you used to go buy the pack of gauze by Jollies.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A pack of gauze would last me like 5 minutes. Just trying to stop it and hold pressure to try and get it to stop to bleed.
How old? At what age?
I was maybe 9, 10 thereabout.
Oh, maybe you was feeling weak, but I can't
boy,
imagine.
you see a light flash before your eyes.
Damn.
Yep. Listen, that's not even
I
all.
have
I was
so
in.
many questions. Oh my gosh.
So you
Let's
had,
go.
No, no,
you had
no.
a lot
You
of
tell me. Like, tell us the
like
anecdotes I want to hear.
you had a lot of experiences, right? Like a lot of life-threatening experiences. Tell me one of them now. I
I was in New York studying pre-med biochemistry, studying, and if Jade can tell you, she have a science background. When you have those exams coming up last term,
What is life? What is sleep?
exactly, and I was studying and I
lack of sleep,
not
yeah, that
eating, and
Oh
I am
my
a
God.
coffee and cheese addict. So I'll be having like cheese, drinking coffee, studying, and then I wanted to throw up, bend over, throw up, and hit, and I'm like, what the?
What the
Kind
You
of
heard
stand up,
poof?
like a pop, like when you pop a balloon
Okay,
and hit
yeah,
that
yeah.
sound, and I'm like, what
inside
is
you.
going on? And like I just hear it, and not knowing what's going on, and then I start getting cold, feeling cold, and I'm like, I call she's not my sister, but I call her my sister because my mothers are from baby. We was living together. I was like, yo, I need to go to the ER now. She's like, what happened? I was like, I don't know, but I just need to go ER. She's like, okay, on the highway, I come in. She's like, where you? You dress? I'm like, I don't care about dressing. Just come and get me. I need to go. Reach to the ER. Doctor watch and he's like, well, after they do testing, he's like, 5 more minutes, cold death. I'm like, huh? Your kidney membrane ruptured. And my stomach get huge because all the blood was just seeping into my abdomen. Yeah. And then they gave me a shot of morphine. And I was pointing to, I have no idea what in the ceiling, but I was pointing to something in the ceiling, just mumbling. And he was like, yeah, 5 more minutes, coma, and that'd been it. I was like, what? Yeah, I was in ICU. Like that happened like the week before Thanksgiving. So I was in ICU Thanksgiving, the week after, all the way to December. My mother was in Dominica going crazy. Yeah, I have stories.
Because one of my questions was, do you get internal spontaneous
Yeah, that could be my next
bleeds?
question actually.
And now you just
So
answer me. This is terrifying, bro.
yeah,
I do want to hug you so bad now.
I'm gonna have to drive up to Atlanta.
I can drive down to Florida. Yeah, there.
Can I? Yeah. Can I ask another question? Let me
Let's
ask.
go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm thinking like, you okay, Charlie?
Charlie,
Oh,
please don't laugh because I don't want to laugh, and I sure Tyron don't want to laugh.
I laughing,
please,
so I don't know
please
about
don't
all
take,
you.
please don't take any offense. Okay, it's just a little.
I
She had a little veggie wrap that made her a
I
little happy, a little
no,
smile.
Ken, I mean,
listen,
oh,
I have videos of Shannon dancing like a white girl in a club. That's all I need
Oh
to
my
say.
God, did she do the hair thing? Did she do the?
Hey, we said no
Like
challenge. We
just
said
like
no
that.
challenge today. What is that?
Like
Or the bus that passed with they going and
Okay.
for Charlene under
Do
there.
it on 420. No, no, no.
wow.
Yeah, after, right?
Like
Not on 420.
sorry,
It's
no, no, no.
420.
From me. Wow.
That
Like
was that was a spontaneous reveal
Yeah,
of
that's
information.
a spontaneous bleed of the mouth.
I
Yeah.
understand.
So
Perspective.
Yeah, so ask your question. Ask your
Yeah.
question.
Okay. So I usually forget, but I remember the question. That's strange.
gains.
Okay.
Very
So
strange.
okay. So we I mean we being casual and everything, but how do you like were you ever at any point open to any sort of like psychological like assessment, or did you ever allow yourself to go under that to figure like are you okay? Like, did you ever like have you ever been frustrated with life and like are you okay? You good?
So
Because it's very easy for me to have
Mhm.
issues and to just laugh in front of people.
Yeah.
I would like to really know like if you are okay, and if it's something that you cannot talk about online, then I mean you can always message
Uh,
Jade or whatever, or message me.
Listen, I am open because I want somebody to gain sort of comfort in my experience of what they're going through.
Yeah,
So there's no question that I will tell you, okay, don't ask me that. I'm not going to answer that. I'm a book. Whatever you want to ask, ask. And honestly, yes and no. There are days when I'm not okay. There are days when I'm okay. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's life. I
yeah,
cannot
yeah.
change what I have. The most I can do is try and be comfortable with what I have, even if there are times I look back on my life and be like, damn, I should have pulled the trigger. Not like a literal gun, pull the trigger, but
Yeah.
it's
Charlotte
challenge.
face.
But like, like there are times in life when I wanted to give up and do away with myself, but I didn't because I always had the mentality that why give up? Somebody else can maybe learn from what you're going through to better themselves. So why give up? Why do that? Like you never know what your challenges in life. Somebody else might be looking at you for strength. So just roll with it.
I must tell you,
Wow.
bro, I respect you. I respect you highly for that. Like that is commendable to be able to go through that and still be able to smile and even make jokes
Make
about it.
jokes
Like
about it.
I really for real, I really commend you for that. That is something else. Yeah, man.
Let me
To
ask you. Um, has your quality of life changed moving from Dominica to Florida?
hmm.
Like, do you feel you have a better chance of survival now where you are than you did back home?
Honestly, the only okay, like I don't want to say it's the only reason, but the one of the main reasons why I moved there was for hemophilia. And again, I wouldn't say I do it for my betterment. I do it so that I could get better and I could help somebody else. Because since I've been here, I've been donating factor to people that I don't even know. Like, because,
Wow.
okay, we'll talk about that later down in the conversation. But I have, like, I got to know a little kid in Antigua that, again, like my situation, I'm like, I have no factor. So I've sent him a factor. I've like bought an iPad, send it for him just because I know what
Oh,
I went
wow.
through at that age, and I don't want somebody else to go through that. Like
By
I've
themselves.
always, yeah.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, being in Dominica, the only hemophiliac and well, we all same age group, so we know what internet was back then, and
Yeah.
not being able to get to somebody you could talk to, it's not
I
easy.
because I really was thinking about like while you talking, because you know, all you know me by now. So you talking and I thinking about all the other ancillary parts of life, like feeling alone as a child, feeling like you cannot really connect because people don't really understand you. And even when you were saying anything about people at your job not taking you seriously, and we all know the level of ignorance sometimes, God bless our heart, but we can have when we are not familiar with things in Dominica. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So it's like I was wondering how you like I feel there was so many layers to life outside of just the medical that you had to navigate. Like how do
Trust
you
me.
date somebody? How do you make friends and they want to play with you, and then when you cannot do what they want to do, they call you a name or like that kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. So it's like I was thinking, I was hoping that wouldn't be your experience, like by some
It,
miracle. But
it
And that, yeah.
was
That's
to
why
the
that's
T.
why I asked about the psychology, yeah, because I can imagine all those things coming with
is
it.
today one
I
of the
went
good
to
days or the bad days, so we know how to navigate?
today's a today's a good day. I
Okay.
went to SMA and SMP,
Oh
all
my
boys
god.
school.
Oh my
So
god.
imagine you walking with a limp in Dominica.
Ha!
Do we even have to? Okay, good. Oh,
Oh
somebody be
boy.
like,
I think
oh,
you're lucky. I
if
think you're lucky to not be growing to not
In
have grown up in
Portsmouth,
Portsmouth, yeah.
I was about to say, I watched Kendrick well when he said that.
so just
Portsmouth is a different
imagine.
place. Yeah.
Yep. Listen,
It's a
I
completely different
high
place.
school and primary school was a roller
And you know
coaster.
SMA boys already.
Oh yes. Even some of the teachers were stupid, but listen, some of the teachers, but we'll leave that alone for now.
Hey. I was gonna say a name here, but let me.
No,
Easy, sure.
we don't put in our names as yet.
So
But yeah, growing up back home with having hemophilia, I think that was like maybe the worst experience I had. And not just having to deal with the pain, deal with the bleeds, but just, you know, not being able to go outside and run because
yeah.
you know what might happen. Or there were times where my mom, I'm a fact for common entrance, my mom had to carry me from Cork Street to SMP to do my convention because I had double knee bleeds for those 2 days.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just to do my common entrance.
I'm gonna make you stay home.
Miss Common
It- I love
Insurance.
school. I had love school, and I had love
You're my
school. I'm a
kind of
bookworm.
people.
I love to read. I love learning.
Gemini is a STEM.
You're
Uh,
Gemini too.
Is that Gemini
June
mentioned?
14, June
Oh my
14.
god, I'm June 7th.
Shining and get vexed, yeah?
No, no. Why would I get vexed?
Listen,
Stalin too happy
but
to
it
be
makes sense because Geminis are air signs who like heady ideas and like
Yep.
the science and like the philosophy and stuff. So I get it. I understand.
Well, yeah, it was a roller coaster going back home. And yeah, since I've moved up here, I would say it has changed. Like I work from home. I work on my bed if I want to. I
Okay.
work from a laptop, so if I want to not be at my desk, which I'm at now, I lie on my bed. I work. Compared to having to go deal with a boss who thinks you're faking your sickness and go to ministry and
Okay.
talk to the minister of finance and all of that drama. You know?
I had a question about that. How does one fake hemophilia?
What
Because
happened?
I really want to understand what they thought was fake about your experiences. Like,
What
You,
has to
you,
be? What's that thing? Those mothers that
The one to
tell
hemo,
their
yeah,
they sick. Yeah, one
oh,
has
the
to.
Munchausens or whatever.
the syndrome. Yep.
Yes. What
You
has
see,
to fake that?
again,
Like what?
it's not because
Is it that they
hemophilia is
had
not
never
something.
seen you have an eruption or they had witnessed it?
Listen, so the in and when it come through at the time was somebody that was a family friend that actually knew me since I was small. So you
Say
see,
you
again,
lying. Say you lying.
I wish, but hemophilia is not something I can show you. Like
But
I can tell you,
exactly.
I have been a bleed and be like, okay, where you bleeding internally? Let prove it. Like
Oh,
you know,
wait. Okay. So as someone who has never experienced internal bleeding, at least I don't think, do you like can you like do you know? Do you feel it?
yeah. So like the easiest one is my joints because skin tight on bone. So you will feel the warmth, you'll feel it as a trickle, like water trickling down your body, and then you'll just start seeing it getting huge. I have pictures if you want to see.
I
So wait,
do. I really
you
do.
feel
DM
trickles?
me.
Huh?
You feel trickles, you say?
Yeah, like you feel like a little, like droplets of water, like
But
like
inside
you
your
shower
skin.
and you just yeah,
God.
pretty much. And then it will get warm and swollen, and then the joint will lock. Like there are times where my knee joint was like literally like this for like a week because again, no treatment in Dominica,
Do
cannot
you
walk.
Are
do you
you
have do you have
kidding me?
wow.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So you have
with
normal friendships with her, can you? Ty, so you have normal friendships
So
because
you can't say me friendship and your friendship not normal.
no, but by
Well,
my
as you can
standard,
see by Charlene's face today.
okay, that's true. By my standard, it might be, and by yours, you checking boy mamsel do easier. Because
Well,
imagine the kind of pain you've been through. And like I come in and complain that I had a bad day. And you have to
Oh,
sit down and listen to me say, oh my God, woe is me. I had a bad day. And a bad day for you is
you missed the
like
bus, or you
if
was
you
late
brush
for.
your teeth bad, you will die tomorrow.
yeah.
Like if you don't brush your teeth properly, you gonna die.
So
really?
again, I am.
That.
You can tell you she's a Gemini. We don't open up, but when we do, we do. So this is a lot of people, a lot of my close friends used to tell me our friendship is one-sided. I will sit down and let you talk, let you talk, let you talk. So Ty, how are you doing? Oh, I good. You okay? Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Chilling. We are real. And then, what you say happened to you again? You know?
that part.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
Damn,
So. Mhm.
like how okay, so how you navigate like
love.
and life from that space that like no matter what you tell a person they're not going to believe you and
Or
you don't give them
understand.
no reason you don't give them no reason for them to believe you but at the same time you still cannot show them why they should believe you.
That is an interesting question. And I've always had, wow, there are very few people who can say they've ever hear me say that. I've always had the fear that I don't want somebody to love me and fall out of love with me because of my sickness. So it's never,
Mm.
I've never had I'm married by the way, but
Hey,
Whoa.
one time,
I
Shout out to your wife.
one time.
Oh yeah,
so
so I can be
it,
more, I can be less sad now. Okay.
but I feel like you say, yeah, like how somebody for out of love with you. Because no, I feel like on my chest there is the same thing.
Yeah.
because it's like what I go through, and well, I wouldn't say my mom and I, but she was there for the physical part, not the mental part that I keep to myself. But what I go through, and then having to try and explain that to somebody, or having to have somebody at your side that's not like your mother, your physical
That don't have
family
no
on your
obligation.
side. Yeah, be like, okay, yeah, I done to right. Let's go, let's get it. Yeah, that is, and my wife, I know her since college. So we know each other like 16 years now. And during college, when we used to sit down next to each other and she never tell me hi, and I never tell her hi. And then after college, we started to talk. And I used to do the whole distant thing that if I'm in pain, I wouldn't talk to her. And then she just decided, I cheat you because like you being weird, why you ignoring me? And then when we really sit down and talk and I open up to her and tell her, she's like, really, bitch? Like,
I
sorry for
like
my bad
her.
word.
I like her. You guys are my Corey and Topanga.
And
I
she's
don't know
like,
her,
and
but
I'm
I
like,
like
yeah.
her already.
I'm like, it's a mental part where you do not want to subject somebody to that.
Though I
And
don't need you to carry my load.
yeah, it's not easy. And like even when I have my spouts of spontaneous bleed and I'm in pain, and I will get up and try to stuff her nails, and she'll be like, where you going? What you doing? I'll be like, I have to do my share, my man. I need to help. She's like, I ask you to get up and do nothing. I'll be like, but I don't feel like a good. And she watch me like, you want me to come beat you?
I like her. Please tell me she from Dominica.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's from
I
Skisavan.
One
my
time.
people sell
Okay.
Jaho.
You actually taught her cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because if you had
I
said
extra
Jamaica,
like
if
her.
you had said Jamaica, Jade might have the opposite reaction.
Let's calm down. This is not
Maybe.
about me. We're talking about Tyrone. No need to. Why am I in this? According to Nene Leaks.
No,
I'm
you
just sitting
lived in
here.
Jamaica. That's why you lived
I
in
know.
Jamaica.
But that's not.
I have another thing too. I'm wondering. I just
Mhm.
wanted, like, as you mentioned, your mother. Like, was it a different kind of budget when it comes to groceries for what you eat in? Like,
Honestly, no.
was it?
Well, it would more be again being in Dominica. Sorry to say that because I love my country, but there is so much that you can learn about certain things where it's not the norm. Like like everybody back home talking about diabetes, this, that, and I'm like, I used to sit down back home and be like, so what about me? Like the hemophiliac that nobody cares about. But I never
Oh
used to look at it. I
no.
never, no. I never used to say that. But I'm like, there's so much you can educate people about other diseases than just diabetes and then other things. But no, back home I ate normal. I was just a spoiled child, so there's certain things I didn't want to eat just because I didn't like it.
Still
Okay,
are a spoiled
okay.
child.
Yeah,
Good God.
It wasn't that complicated.
Say
Okay.
that. Say I
I
am still a spoiled child. Say it.
I'm still a spoiled child.
He's right
I'm
from
still a spoiled
Tisaman,
child.
so he's spoiled, but he they fix him already.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He fixed already. You in good hands. You in great hands.
All stayed then.
I telling you, it's that side. He all state and nationwide.
Yo.
Okay. I mean, do feel like I just drilling you with questions, bro.
I tell you, bring it.
Pause.
What? Okay, so culture. Okay, what age you said you like? I'm not what age, but yeah, around what age did you leave like Dominica? Like,
I went to study when I was 18, came back at 20, 20 something, and I moved up here. Oh my God, 2017, thereabout? Yeah, I moved back up here 2017.
so what would you say? What would you say is the, like, from your perspective, what the socializing, like, how is that a task, or is it just like whatever, like
Here
whatever,
or in Dominica?
like Dominica too, and where you are?
Well, we mostly around family here. I cannot tell you I've made friends since I moved up here. Like, I cannot tell you I have like, oh, I have an American friend. Like, sorry to say that, but no. Like, the people I talk to is basically my wife family because they live around close by, like 20 minutes drive.
If your
Did
wife
you
Not
say
even
family
your
is
20 minutes.
hiring and them, hi
Did
guys.
you say your wife's family or white family?
Why?
Wife.
Oh, okay.
Wife, wife, family.
Okay, just making sure. I didn't. Huh?
So, what?
Okay.
Why would you think he say white family?
I don't know. No.
Said that like it's not
Let me. You know what? You know what? I think now is a good time for us to have a drink.
But yeah, so,
Oh, but you're not drinking, right? You're not drinking, right,
well,
Tyron?
I don't get up yet to go get my drink, but
No,
I
don't.
don't.
Can you drink?
No, you can pull up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that's another conversation we need to
Because I
have.
was
Bro.
going to ask, what can you drink recreationally, and how does that affect your social life?
What do you mean recreationally? Like the bottles of Jack that I have there, the bottles of wine
Okay,
that
that's
I
all
have
I
there.
needed to know. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, the
Well,
bottles that are there that you use, or they're just there?
my is hard, Kenrick. I deal with Americans that decide they do not want to read, so they have to disturb my life. Therefore, I need to drink. If that
Mm,
answers your question.
I understand.
Okay, good.
And plus, again, shout out to the T7 people, the land of Cockwed.
Let me tell you about
And
it.
Wabia.
Exactly. Yeah, I make a rum punch with that once and
Listen,
one shot
I
knockout.
know I really need to drive down to Florida because it seems like all the good things are
You-
happening.
You will get drunk if you ever come by me.
Please, I from up this side way. You mad man?
Drunk is nothing. Jade will be more scared of like being like intoxicated and cannot control herself. Not drunk.
Yes,
Drunk is like
that is true.
drunk is like
Well, you will just be laughing.
Oh
Like,
my.
to show you, also they having a barbecue and drinking at one of the parks they have in Florida on a lake. I didn't want to go, so I'm home. But also they drinking and barbecuing like
Barbecue what?
in
Chicken?
Dominica.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was craving
Man, I don't know what. I
barbecue.
really don't know, Jade. Really, like I really don't know what chicken has done to humanity. Like
It has saved us.
I like
It
chicken
lifts
because
us
I
up.
eat
It turns us
but
around.
I don't know if people can live a week without chicken. Like
Like we trapped.
what?
It's charming.
I just tried.
It's like chicken used to be like a dinosaur or like a pest before. And we just learn to eat them.
It's like they're on punishment for the rest of their life to be
I
eaten.
check in. Like we growing them to kill them and eat them.
Okay, I don't know if all you never watch. I don't know if all you never watch Family Guy. I have a big chicken Peter always fighting.
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
what if, guys, back in the day, the first dinosaur chicken and the first human had a big rivalry and now it's in the DNA of the ancestors. But we don't know who was the victor. Was it that the man win the chicken and he checking all my ancestors will always conquer chicken? Or was it that the chicken beat the man and the descendants of man say, I will forever
And the family
be my
escape.
father"?
Yes.
No.
Yep.
It's obviously the man win because chickens get small, so it's the man that win.
True.
What if they get small from hiding and evolutionary they get just smaller to fit in small spaces?
So
You know that makes
Don't
sense.
know.
But
Am I
because-
wrong?
Mr. Drinker,
Am I wrong?
No,
because
the thing
Mr.
is,
can handle his brown liquor. I cannot drink brown liquor like that, no, bro. Yeah, bro.
really?
Yes. That give me a headache. That give.
dark liquor we
Kenrick, it's practice.
I mean-
all you gotta do is practice.
You want that one instead? You want that one instead?
Winter
say-
Jack.
Isn't that-
Ooh.
Whoa.
Henrik, it's
Huh?
not
Say-
everything you have to be good at. Sometimes you can take a
No, but if he can aim for
That
aim
is
for
maybe-
higher,
That is maybe
Aim
a
for
good life
higher,
lesson to remember for
baby.
the whole year.
no boy.
Yeah.
do it.
We're going to copyright that.
What's that?
Not everything you can win.
Not everything
Yeah,
you
I
can
agree
win.
with you.
No, sometimes all of us can win, and you cannot win at everything. It's not everything you can win.
But as many as you can, add it to your belt now.
Yes, Jade, but it's not everything you can win. Like Kenrick.
I'ma
could-
try.
because for Kenrick to win drinking the dark liquor, Kenrick have to face the dark liquor 500,000 times.
Boy,
But
that's too much
Kenrick, I
chicken.
willing. But Kenrick, look at me. I am
Robert.
willing
But dark liquor,
to
no,
help
Jade,
you
not for
face
dark
that
liquor.
dark liquor dragon
No, Jade, not for that.
Why?
500
How?
times
Like,
because I
How?
want to see you win. That's why.
What part of my life will that elevate? I don't understand.
I will
Like,
show you.
courage? It will give
I
you more
will
courage?
show you what part of your life it will elevate. Just
Wait a while, the man
Just
drinking
see.
that beer. The man going to wash down his beer with freaking Jack Daniel.
let me tell you that because I say when we start doing merch,
Okay, my bad.
one
my
of the
bad.
shirts have to say, I chase my alcohol with more alcohol. Charlie
What?
Listen.
642.
That is that.
Warehouse.
wine that-
Warehouse. You have to
Mhm.
chin with a Heineken.
Well then.
Everybody go quiet.
That can work. I would
We
try it.
drink
I would
into
try
that.
it. I would
Okay,
try it.
guys. So
But
full disclosure,
I know food.
the edible just kicked in.
oh shit.
So it's officially 420. I'm so tingly. I feel so good. So I'm going to try to
Problem.
control.
Trouble.
I'm going to try to control. I gotta try and control my smile.
Hey, as
Because uh-huh.
as you in the I revive and all of us in the I revive. Like Tyrone, I would like to hear from you, right? On a lighter note, while we on a light note,
Mhm.
what is it that you really miss about home? Like when you come home, what is your bucket list? When you come to Dominica, what is your bucket list of things it can be simple as fig and codfish, but what is your bucket list?
I came home
Couple.
2019,
Mhm.
and as soon as I land, black pudding, crab back, and butter bread. Yeah. And right after I go down, tears, hot water.
Ooh, why am I missing that?
Let me tell you.
Boy,
Yeah. Just give me that, and I find.
Bliss.
All right, when I come down, that's what I wanted. I make my call in an election. Sure,
The pudding.
I do, and hot water.
Did I say that? Can
Yeah, black pudding. Let me tell you, I eat $50 worth of black pudding the night I reach dawn. Yeah,
How much? How much?
$50 will
$50 for
Bruh.
black pudding.
Bruh.
Like that, I'll gonna eat.
I hope it was that your the chef was like a peppery chef, a saucy chef, or like a
No,
mild kind of chef.
Mild, because I don't.
A mild chef. Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
was just making sure
Mild.
because the exit of that transaction, when that
Yeah, no,
transaction
mild.
come to the
The
end, the
receipt.
exit.
The receipt.
Yeah,
Mild. I don't like spicy foods.
yeah.
Mild.
What?
Whoa.
Wow, yeah. I take that back a little bit. Just get louder, like.
No,
But I understand.
I'm
Well,
so shocked.
not everybody would like it. You don't like fancy food,
I just like spicy food.
bro? When I eat an original KFC chicken, I feel sick.
Like I
Yeah.
died. Like I listen.
Fact.
No offense to KFC, but all the
Offense to
original
KFC,
chicken
please.
is like death.
Offense.
Like if I have to-
Don't. Let me tell you
Die.
that Dominica have the best KFC it have in the world.
Best.
Yes.
Best.
Because the
Yeah,
other
so
day I
far.
made
Yes.
the mistake
That's on
because
period.
all I was feeling for that day, it was a lady day, and I wanted to do something nice for my soul. I check in, I want a 2-piece spicy. I just had the spirit of God tell me 2-piece spicy. You understand? And
You
they
said the
say,
spirit of God?
yes,
man.
I
You
say,
have to
quench not
have
the
the spirit of
spirit.
God.
So
That
I
put-
get
that
into
put-
my car and I went to that KFC drive-through and I looking for spicy chicken. And I not seen spicy chicken. I seen original grilled,
don't think
extra
it's
crunchy.
crispy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extra crispy. So I check in. All right, well, maybe I not reading right. I just gonna order. Then I check, can I get a 2-piece spicy? To go tell me, what do you mean by spicy? I was like, like the chicken that's not original.
Wait, you really say that?
I did because I was so shocked. Like,
You serious?
yeah, because
What was the response after that?
she's like,
I know.
oh, you mean crispy? I was like, yeah, it is. And hear me, yeah, it is crispy. Than the original. She's like, that'd be $13.50 drive to the front. I was like, okay, cool.
What?
Open the
Wow.
box, go home excited because I gonna mash up a 2-piece.
What you get?
Dog, I see some kind of ostrich shape kind of a chicken thing that crunchy. I was like, this is different, but it looking like spicy.
Next thing.
Trifling ass original, they just make look like conflicts. I don't understand.
It was original.
KFC original chicken.
It had no spice.
Jade, you could just put pepper on it, right?
Listen, it's not the same. It's not the freaking same.
Say you was buying pepper.
Yeah, boy.
It's not the same. And I was so disappointed. Like I literally watched the box of KFC because that is how disappointed I was. Because I leave my house to go and get that nonsense. And then I came to the conclusion that the day I can make enough money to move Dominica, I go in the same day.
I already to do that visa thing they have. What's it called?
Oh, the working
Working-
paradise, working nature.
You're coming
Yeah.
home to work in nature in a place that doesn't a factor? Is that why?
I can walk in my
Yes,
factor.
let's talk about that factor thing because we've been throwing it out and some people might not understand. And you said that you actually
Okay.
you were giving away factor,
Yeah,
which
you
is
mentioned
awesome.
and I was like,
So it's basically the medication that. So I'm factor 8 hemophilia, which means my body is missing clotting factor number 8. So smart people decided they could make it. So I can literally infuse it into my vein, which means inject myself with it in my vein to,
Sorry,
yeah,
my face just did
like,
itself. Ah,
Let me tell you. Ty is the person to kill you while playing Enya in the background. and
you're
just
my
gonna kill
kind
us
of person.
right after. See
Yeah.
what Ty down and say, yeah, that's the type of person he is. He'll disappear you, and he will enjoy disappearing you. It will be like Dexter
You my
type
family,
mind.
bro.
All you need is acid and a proper bathtub and you're good.
Yes.
But anyway,
Make sure you get the one way it not melt in the. We know you do biochemistry, bro. You know which
but,
one.
but yeah, so
Oh my god, that would
when
be such a good Hitman theme song when Tyrone come and hit you in the
Go
eyes.
down,
Tyrone, and you see Tyrone coming around the corner if he shades, finishing
and my
his wet book.
fedora
Wait,
and the fedora.
I hope you even know that song, Tyrone.
Come
Yeah,
on, you
Erica
tell.
Badu.
Oh, oh,
Like
That
oh.
Tyrone. After this pod, you and I we're going to make a Netflix pitch for that. That would
we
be
not.
cool. Like call instead of call on Tyrone, your bum ass nigga. Call on Tyrone to fix your problems.
Ooh, we not.
That song would be
But
like a whole new meaning.
so yeah, so when I moved up here, I went to HTC, which is a hemophilia treatment center, to do the whole test, figure out factor levels, what because within the hemophilia A, B, or C, there's also different levels, which is severe, mild, and moderate. I am severe, which means my clotting factor in my blood is 0.01%. Yeah, so
So what is
Just
normal?
not
Normal is what?
normally is you have the factor. Like if you cut
100%.
yourself, yeah, 100%. Okay, let's put it as that, 100%. I have 0.01.
You don't even have a relative of the factor.
Yeah, basically. So they put me on a prophylactic treatment because of the amount of bleeds I used to get when I was home, and also when I came up here without treatment, that I
On
had
who?
to inject prophylactic treatment. So it's basically a treatment to prevent anything from happening. So I would inject myself every 3 days with factor just so that my body would have 100% every day so that I don't get bleeds.
So how often you have to factor?
Well,
I don't know.
that's another topic again because now I am on a gene therapy research trial where they fuse me with a vector with the gene. So now my body actually making factor. So I don't infuse anymore. But my fact,
Awesome.
yeah. So again,
Congratulations.
not doing this for me. Hopefully somebody else can benefit from me being a lab rat.
Wow.
I was just
You're
going
so-
to say that very
Like,
and you-
dramatically.
How
I was
does
going
that
to ask,
feel?
oh, what it feeling like to be a
No,
lab rat?
but I feel like as a scientist, I feel like it made sense for you to do that.
Yeah, pretty
But I
much.
guess
I think you
I guess
probably
you know
find it
the cons,
interesting.
the pros and the cons, and then you figure you take the chance.
Honestly, when it comes to messing with your genes, pros and cons are really high risk because I was on steroid use for a year and 4 months because before the gene therapy, my liver was fine. After gene therapy, my liver enzyme shot up. And so they had to give me steroids to try and bring it back down. Kenny facial expression is the best.
So, Ty,
Yeah,
so essentially, what you're going through, you don't know if it will work. It can even kill you.
okay, for NDA reasons,
Okay,
You
sorry,
can't.
sorry. Screw, take that back.
but
You're good.
I'll just put this out there. I have had to not infuse for quite a while unless I going to do like a major procedure. Like I had to do radio frequency ablation of my knee, which is to burn the joints, the nerves in my knee. So I had to infuse for that. But I have not infused like how I used to infuse every 3 days since I did the gene
Oh
therapy.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
Bad
awesome.
part about this is the steroid use, which now side effects is me having diabetes, which I didn't have before. Because prolonged use of the steroids, and I was on a bunch of steroids. So now
Oh, man.
I medically induced diabetes. So hopefully I'm on medication for that to try and take it off. But
like,
it,
Whoa.
so you can care from that medical induced diabetes, or you just have it
yeah,
for the rest of your life?
no, I hopefully with the medication that they're giving me, it will bring it back down to normal so that once my liver enzymes go back to normal, everything should be going back to normal. Again, should, because gene therapy is still in the trial phase where it's a let's try this, see if this works, let's try this, see if it works kind of vibe going
Wow.
on. So
Whoa.
yeah,
Boy, that making me
Okay,
respect you even more.
so let me ask,
Damn.
in the case of
Why? He's a strong fellow,
um
boy.
going through that, um, what's in your mind is the likelihood of you having children? Like, will
if
it, is there a possibility that it will pass on to them? Like how do you navigate that? Because you say you're married.
I don't
You know,
think
I
men can be carriers, can they?
well, technically, seeing as I have it and it's on my X chromosome, if I have a daughter,
Mm,
she's
yes.
going to be a carrier,
Carrier.
and now if
Okay.
she has a son, he is going to be a hemophiliac. And
okay, okay.
if
So
I
it
do have children, I want to
feels
go.
like being in your
You
lifestyle
want a girl?
almost.
Yeah, I have nice hair, so I wanted to have my hair.
That
But
makes
that
all the sense in the world.
wow.
Are you selfish?
I feel like Kendrick needed that. Kendrick needed that.
Yeah, that was what that was because
Kendrick sit
Yeah,
on there
it was for Kendrick.
because Kendrick want to make sure he
It
has
was for
the
Kendrick.
correct. No, Kendrick want to make sure he has the correct question.
Henrik is
No,
being
I
a responsible zaddy, and we
because I ask you
appreciate
that.
it.
Yeah, because the question Charlene asked, don't think I don't think about it. I just check in. I'm not too sure how far, what kind of question
Which
I
one of
would
the
ask.
questions
You
did I
understand what I mean?
ask? What are you talking about?
About the children thing, the
Oh,
man.
I tell you, I open, ask.
But if you do have one, I recommend a girl. 5 stars. Highly, highly recommend.
I love it here.
Yes.
You recommend a girl, like, you have to tell him what corner to hit to
What
get the ball, or
position?
what
That's right.
position, or
Jade
The
can't
C
You
is
know,
stand.
go
involved.
up by this,
Hey,
which
go straight
compartment,
when you meet
which
the
compartment you,
standpipe.
where you have to reach, which compartment you have to go in to
hi.
find the girl.
Go up straight when you hit the standpipe. You have to take a little left. Go in the Shime Kotri there by
Check.
mango tree.
Yeah,
And your father had a
right
little
by the
sweet sweet.
junction
I
there.
don't talking
What?
Charlene was giving an expert review because she is
Oh,
Moses. She went before you. She can lead you to the promised land.
after the girl. Jade does
But
it. Hey,
Exactly.
but the thing
I
is,
can't remember which.
Charlene didn't go to the promised land. They went to her promised land.
So she know the location. That is the point.
and
Ooh,
no,
not really,
anyway,
not
so
necessarily.
hemophilia. Me and you talking about. We are discussing hemophilia, and
Mhm.
like, how does
You
that
say like
affect?
that like it's somebody.
Wow.
We discussing hemophilia.
I can't stop. You know.
Hemophilia, that's talking like somebody from where?
Turkey Lane.
Wesley.
Wesley? Don't say Grand Benajid.
Well,
Okay.
And we're back. So
yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
hemophilia. How do you just navigate life, like dealing with people? You know, because as we grow, we make friends, we lose friends, the cycle starts all over again. Your parents where like you constantly have to introduce yourself. You know, so who do you introduce yourself as?
hmm.
Hemophilia or Tyron?
No, no, no.
Yeah. No, that's a good question actually, because you
Well,
know
for me,
it yeah,
what
I
you
would
like and what you
I would say it depends on the situation. Like when it comes to, let's say, me finding a job. When I first moved, I used to work in office, so I had to disclose that I had hemophilia just for my safety, so that if in case
Yeah.
something happened to me on the job, they, well, hey, Tyron has hemophilia. I even wear a medical bracelet, well, a chain, just for if I drive in alone and God forbid something happened. But Yeah, because life happens in America.
Yeah.
But let's say if
The number
me
one
and
life
my
happening country in the world.
if me and my coworker talking and we become friends, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, I have hemophilia." No, I'll be
Uh,
like, "Hey, I'm Thai," and then they hear the accent where you from, and then we start talking. But I'm not gonna be like, "Everybody I meet, I have hemophilia." Like I go to gym, I have a personal trainer. I had to tell him I have hemophilia,
Yeah,
so
mm,
yeah.
that there's certain things I can do at gym and cannot do at gym.
makes
So it
sense.
depends on the situation. What?
Let me ask you if you actually go to the gym because of the whole. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, I actually Florida is not a real place. Florida been open since last year.
Oh, like Florida and Georgia, honey.
Listen, Disney World open, Sea
Silent.
World open,
But you know, and we have All Star NBA weekend. Atlanta just had that, like pool
Star
parties,
Island
hookah bars,
open.
everything open, like a
Like,
SLH.
Yeah. So yeah, I go to gym. I haven't been to the gym in a while because my knee started acting up and hurting again. So I haven't been there a while. But yeah.
Vibes.
Um, do you find yourself having a better support group or a community in Florida rather than Dominica? Because like Dominica is home, so you have the support of your family, but then having connection with people who understand you is important too. So
Yeah. When I came up here, I actually got to meet people that have hemophilia, like before COVID. Um, I'm part of the Hemophilia Foundation here. Like, so we do like they do walks. We have a walk in October. They go out, they do stuff at SeaWorld, Disney World, all of that. And it's interesting to actually talk to other hemophiliacs and see how different they grew up from me, just because some of it is similar, but then having medication, because I was taught to infuse myself at what 2017 was the first time I was taught to infuse myself compared to them infusing themselves since they're 9, 8,
whoa,
7.
like
Yeah, so it's
damn.
interesting.
you older than them, but you behind.
Yeah, pretty much. With
Like
I
you're not
wouldn't.
in the race.
Yeah, exactly. So it's and I wouldn't say I'm more open to my support group from home. Like today's
Mm,
World Hemophilia Day, and my
One time
I did mask and all of that, and everybody rocked their shirts, like my shirt I have on,
oh,
and their mask, and
nice.
take pictures and send and all of that. Compared to here, I will give them like the outside, the first layer of me, and then
Right.
people back home know like all the other layers.
Okay.
but
Makes
isn't
sense.
that don't you think that's because that they were on more of this journey with you? Like they saw the rough tie. You know, they saw Ty in all his pain and all his like what they thought was his glory.
It's kawaii.
You know? But now these people see Ty, Ty that's not worried about hemophilia and how it affects his life. So like do you feel like it have a little resentment there? Because it's like one said sit down with you when you're in all the pain. You know, like they in it with you as much as in it as they can be. And then now that set just they're enjoying the good time with you. Like
I would say yes and no. Like I don't have resentment to nobody because my situation wasn't because of nobody. It was just life. Shit happens. And I wouldn't say they see me in like my me now. It's just that we interact, we go on our way, we try to raise awareness for hemophilia, and that's about it. It's not like I can be like message them at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I'm in pain. What you doing? Let's
mm,
talk.
okay.
Compared to if I want to message Charlene at 2 o'clock in the morning, be like, hey, what you doing? I'm in pain. You know?
It's more like an end a means to an end. It's like
Yeah,
it helps further the cause, so I'm going to do that.
yeah,
But ultimately, if I had a choice, I probably wouldn't be there. Or I would be here, but probably not with all. No, I'd be here, but probably not with all you. I'd be
yeah,
there with my people that know, like, you
yeah,
know,
yeah. So
like,
I don't have to go explain. Oh, so what was it like growing up in Dominica? Well, not like you because you had medication, I didn't. And it's
Wow.
and it's the thing is because it is so weird to tell them that I did not have medication, and all them watch me like, really? How did you do it? And it's not more of a okay, let me know your experience. It's just like a more of a, oh my god, who are you? Kind of a vibe. Like I've talked to a few of them, and it's like it wasn't they wanted to know just for experience and getting to know you better. It's more of a, oh my god, you're one of those kind of a vibe. Yeah.
That's messed
It,
up.
again, it's weird because it's like some of them grew up with not having any complications in their life. They know they have hemophilia, but there was no issue. It was normal, like a yeah. And then they watched me like, oh my god, you have to go through all of this? Jeez, I couldn't imagine. I'm like, yeah,
Damn.
it was rough.
I have a question for you. Obviously, hemophilia it prevented you from doing a lot of stuff and whatever. So, like, my question is like, what are some of the things that you probably wanted to do that because of the illness you were not able to do, and
Go
how
hiking.
hiking?
Yeah. Like
Boy, that
I
crucial. Like, stay at home. Oh, dog,
see-
you walking like hours.
in,
Stay at
ad-
home.
so
in addition to that, bro. In addition to that, bro. Sorry, but
mm,
sorry to make the question so loaded.
Kendrick have a pen. I suspect he had notes somewhere, man.
Writing
No.
notes.
I write in thing
Like
because
he
I train in
You
my
just forget.
brain.
You
I
just
train in my
forget.
brain. No, I just remember. Let me
Hey,
ask you that.
yes. Speak life
So
into yourself,
I
kid.
want
I
to
love
know,
it.
like in addition to what Josh said, right?
Mm.
Like I want to know, like your advice for people with the same condition that have like passions that require a lot of
A lot of physical stuff. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
physical people that have passion that require a lot of physical.
like you lifting
Yeah.
weights.
Effort.
Yeah, yeah, like
because I'm
yeah.
thinking about in my case, if I had that
You
boy, like
diving.
I'd have beat up my throw myself somewhere. Eh?
You,
Train yourself
Yeah,
somewhere.
man, I'd do something myself
because
because
Oh,
like
you have
I
more
think
courage
he's
than that.
strong. I think he's
You have
strong.
more courage than that, my
so
brother.
Like no. You see what Josh say?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite statement is you never know how strong you are until you need to be your own strength. And a lot of people always tell me, you strong, you got this, you strong, you got this. And in my back of my mind, I'm like, F you, what the hell you know? Like, and then the circumstance or the time in your life come and you have to be your own backbone,
somewhere, man.
then you see how strong you are.
Yeah.
Trust me on that. Been there, done that. Like, yeah. But what was Karen question again? Sorry, Karen.
My question was your advice for somebody that have the condition that require that have passion that requires a lot of physical action.
Okay,
Physical.
so I love designing. I love graphic designing. I love photography. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to always go on hikes, just to take pictures.
Mm.
And I would. The thing is, I'm very tough on myself with me having hemophilia. I push myself. Like I remember earlier this year, I was having a bleed and I was at gym, and my trainer is like, "You need to stop and you need to go home." And I'm telling him no. And he's like, look at your knee, it's getting big. And I'm like, no, I can push myself. And he's like, no, that's the problem with you. You need to learn to tell yourself, stop.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
I'm a
I do.
question.
Now, let me answer Ken's question
I
first.
hope we don't get-
So,
No.
what I would. Let me answer
I
Ken.
want to
Write
hear
your
it.
question down.
Pause. Write it down.
I-
Look.
No, let us
Yeah,
ask-
give a pen. No, I would tell somebody, if it's your passion,
Mm-hmm.
go for it. There, you will always fall. You will fall. You will never not fall. It's how many times you pick yourself back up. So if that's what you want to do, go at it. Fall long, take your bruise, get back up and go, push. Because one day you will look back and be like, I should have done that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
go for it.
Because like because that question is like since from the beginning, I feel like some people might have so much fear to even do anything, like even to even get up from the bed. You understand? Like, so just you talking about it, especially if they're in a small Caribbean country, like in a country maybe don't even have anybody else on the island that have the
Yeah.
same condition, and they can hear you saying like, just do your thing. That is a good vibe. So we can
I
share
used
that.
I used to go to work on crutches. I used to walk up 4 flights of steps in SMA on crutches. So it's like it's all in your mind. Granted, yes,
I feel like
even if the body not willing and you can push your mind to push your body.
I feel like you know
Because
mental thing than like normal people in like the way where's he coming from? Like it's on like a place that like
like Dalai Lama type vibe.
his tolerance level, like you talk about pain and stuff like that, and like I get that, but like your tolerance level, like mentally, it just sounds like a whole different plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, ja boy.
Do you look at us like because I feel like people like you who overcome so much, you have unlocked a level of humanhood. So do you find it hard to connect with people who haven't like achieved the level of life perception as you?
Tyron is like puny mortals.
Yes, exactly. Like I see
even else,
those kind of like, oh, you don't know anything.
I had a similar conversation like that with a friend where I was in pain and I was talking to her and she's like, she have a headache and it's like she feel like the world ended and she's like, she messaged after that, she's like, I'm sorry, you may be going through worse than that. And I'm like, no, you cannot be sorry for the way you feel, and you cannot be sorry for telling me how you feel, thinking that, hey, Tyron was in hospital because of this, or I was do this, like that. No, your level of pain and my level of pain not the same. So there's nothing to be sorry for because you feel like you're dying of a headache. If I have a headache, I will get up and I'll go about my business. But that's just me. I am me.
Right.
You are you.
Right. But
Like a
do you
god,
still but do
I
you
guess
god
still
people.
level
like puny
perspective.
mortals for real?
So
No.
it's like
Oh.
your pain does nothing to me.
No, I think.
Pain does not phase me,
No,
bitch.
it's
Yeah,
like
I think people are approaching you with an expectation of insecurity from your part. That is just it. I think.
Yes, which again, this is why I will say when it comes to me and my friends and people I interact with, I never wanted my friends to feel pity for me or look down on me like in a pity. So I used to hide my pain. Like I would
Mm.
be out happy hour drinking and I would feel my knees start bleeding. And I would pull up there dancing,
tie in the
talking, drinking. What?
and we sit down by 14 with time next
And
day
you
we
pull
are
up there, bro.
tie in the hospital.
Look,
Ah,
Sharon can tell you.
you see, Mr. Do is
What
you
happened?
know.
What happened? What
I
happened?
tell you, we pull up 40 happy hour after work on a Friday drinking and vibes. Ha, ha, ha. Next day we are in tie in the hospital.
No, my brother. But
Wait,
I respect you because I
So,
understand.
like,
I
we don't
understand.
work together, but we met through a mutual friend. So, and he fell in love with my daughter. So it just became like, you know,
Yeah.
you said,
You write that down in your hand, man.
yes, boy, you think I was going to forget? You said having to stop, right? How does that affect you? Like, you've seen people go in and some of them, they're not even giving it their all.
Hmm.
But for you to survive, you have to stop. Like for you to have a chance at life, you have to stop. How does that affect you? Like, how do you navigate life seeing like in your mind, people probably wasting chances they have. Like they have so much things you would do, and they're not even doing a fraction of it.
It depends on the situation. Like I had a conversation. My trainer is awesome, but I had a conversation with him where he was like, I wish I could see you without having hemophilia. Just
Mm,
because of the type of person I am, the way I talk to him and the way I push myself in gym. And again, I would say it depends on the situation because I cannot tell you, well, Charlene, you're wasting your life away because you're not doing better with yourself. You're not pushing yourself more.
mhm.
I think there comes a point in time in life where you have to take assessment of yourself and you have to tell yourself, okay, I effing wrong and I need to put myself where I need to be in life.
yeah.
And when it comes to pushing yourself, it's all a mental thing. You have to tell yourself that, okay, I half-assed it, or I'm not giving it my all. Let me go ahead and do that. I cannot say, well, I cannot watch you from the outside and be like, Sharon, you're half-assing it because of what I doing for myself.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
cannot judge you based on me because
Mm.
I am me, you're
Whoa,
you.
your word, you and your Maya, Andrew. Shit. Can't judge me by you.
you
Hey.
you you have to sit down and tell yourself when you're half-assing it or when you're not. You have to take accountability for your own self. I cannot take it for you. I can only do me. So that's why when, depending on my level of pain, I will know when I should push myself and I will know when I shouldn't push myself. Most of the times I do over push myself. I will not lie about that. I do. But it's just based on what I know I can take. So if I have to go, I will go, even if my knee 3 times the size it normally is and I bleeding. That's just me.
Anything you want people to know in the public? Seeing that hemophilia is something a lot of us maybe know hear about, but we don't really know the ins and outs and how to help somebody in your life who has hemophilia to make them feel supported. Is there anything you want the public to know?
That's a hard question to answer because from my experience, what I would have wanted was somebody that was there to say, I know what you're going through. It will get better.
Mhm.
And maybe at the point of time in my life, if somebody had told me that, I'd maybe tell them, no, that's not true. Because everybody experience is different. But the most I would say is if you know somebody who have a hemophilia and let's say they're in a third world country like Dominica, some of the Caribbean, the most you can do is just make them know you're there. Because I will tell you from past experiences, I have pushed people away from me because of my pain, because I didn't want to be that vulnerable to people. I didn't want to people to see me crying or in pain or not being able to do me. And for that reason, I pushed away a lot of my friends. And it's not easy to open up and be vulnerable to people that don't understand. And it's difficult to watch people and be like, mentally tell yourself, I wish you could understand so I could explain to you. And they just watch you like with a blind face. Not the fact you're not even telling that to them, but you wish they could read your mind.
Mhm.
And it's the most you can do is just try and make them know you're there. Even if they push you away, even if it's just sit down, like I've had friends who will just come and sit on my bed, literally not talk to me, just sit on my bed while I'm in pain, not say nothing to me, just for them to be around me. And that's the most you can do for that type of a person. It's just, even if you're not saying not one word to them, just be there, just be in their presence. Because if they push you away and you decide to move away, it's going to be worse on the person that has hemophilia than you because of the thought process that's going on in their head that you do not know about.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
And like
So
it's so mess up. Sorry, but like I was thinking about you and you saying about having to push people away. I thinking about like some of the and I can relate in terms of that, like having persons closest to you and not wanting to hurt them and having to, and like when people close to you, they feel like they feel helpless that they can't help you. You know what I'm saying? And like
Yep.
having to lose or put in jeopardy that relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I guess going back to what you're talking about, losing your the person you love too. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. Like, have you? There's a question. Like, have you lost any very important friendships or relationships because of the illness?
I would say yes and no, but again, it's I have pushed away people. I have pushed away some of the closest friends that I currently have. Like I can tell you exactly A, B, C, D, F, G. I pushed them away, and they will tell you, yes, he did. As a matter of fact, my wife is one of them. But when
Mm.
you take a con,
I would fight you. Like I
yeah,
like
like she can tell you there are times where we used to be talking, and then I would tell she would be like, "How you doing? Okay, what you doing today? Nothing. You okay? Yeah. and one with it. She shouted. And then for that, she used to stop. She used to be like, okay, now shit you. So
I would
Why you
like I
laughing,
would
Kenny?
beat you with like
Charlene,
the
yeah, shouting.
handles
So
to the Frankenstein masters. The thunder would just be in my hands.
wow. I have a question. Not a question, but
Mhm.
hear me out.
Go, you have the floor.
Countries that have very low rates of specific ailments, right?
mm,
Mm.
What do you what do you advise the people going through those things? Like, imagine somebody else, like for example, in St. Kitts with an like have an issue and it's only them having it. Like what like how do you like because you went through it? What can you say now as a statement that can be a lesson that you got out of it, or like something that you can give as something to hold on to as some courage, or like what is it? Because I mean, everybody with their different backgrounds can have their own center of courage and have their own thing to build them up, but some people might not have that.
Hmm.
You understand? Like
first
what
of
what
all,
yeah.
do not ever tell yourself or do not make yourself feel like you're a burden to people. And I learned that the hard way because I used to always feel like I'm a burden to my mother, I'm a burden to my friends. And then that used to kind of bring me down because it's like I go through all of that and they suffering too because my mother had to put up all the money to go doctors, travel to Puerto Rico, Martinique, Guadeloupe, all of those just to figure out
What a
for your own encouragement to build up yourself to try and motivate yourself.
to make sure it's not a pride you put on her child.
I, no, it wasn't that. But anyway, I would say, I would say,
Teach it free.
honestly, for me, I cannot tell you A, B, C, D, F, G. It just, at one point in time, a situation will come about and it will just click where you need to tell yourself, I got this. And the one thing I always tell myself after that situation is, I got this. Like, at the end of the day, believe in yourself. Even if you're in pain, even if no matter what your situation is, there are people out there that have master's degree and they're talking from a tube in a freaking computer.
What?
So you got this. Like, believe in yourself. That's the main thing you need to just always tell yourself, you got this. And I will be in gym and I will be like, I cannot. I may be having a muscle bleed. And I'll at the back of my head, little Tyron will be like, remember when you was in pain and you go to school and you didn't study and you get 100% in your science exam? You got this. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
You got this.
Courage.
That's really
Mhm.
it's such a
So can someone reach out to you with the same someone that has the same issue? Can they reach out to you personally?
Yeah. I'm willing to talk to anybody, even if the person do have hemophilia and they may be anemic and they're going through some situation, talk to me. I can tell you my life experience. Maybe it can help you move on in yours. Yeah, I'm available.
For real,
Like
for real.
even if you just having a bad day, talk to me.
so what is hemophilia classified as? What type of disease is it classified as?
Well, according to Dominicans, it'd be a non-communicable disease because it can only be transmitted through genetics, through mother to son. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it is rare because I think there's less than 1 million people in the world that have hemophilia, or is it in the US? I don't want to give proper facts without pulling up my phone and googling.
Yeah. And it's a chronic illness as well, right? It's something that
It
because
is.
it doesn't
It's
go away.
very. It does. You cannot cure hemophilia. And just because of having hemophilia, there's so many other things that you can have because of it. Take, for example, having hemophilia, one of the, I would say, side effects of it is having spontaneous bleeds, which having constant bleeding in your joints, you get hemophiliac arthritis. And again, it can take out all the cartilage in your joint, like mine's where it's bone on bone. You need knee replacements. There's a lot of hemophiliacs now that have had to do knee replacements, ankle replacements, elbow replacements, just because of constant bleeding to the joints. And if somebody just hit you a punch in your head, you could just get a brain bleed and die.
I can imagine it. You saying that there, bro. And I can just imagine the rate of life insurance for somebody that has that has that.
You don't want to get on that topic with me. No,
Like
no,
life
no.
insurance, health insurance, just
You want
insurance.
you want to know how much my insurance costs a month?
The premium?
Which one? Which one?
My
Life?
my premium? No, health insurance.
I would suggest I would guess 5, maybe. Too much?
$900 US. My medication costs $500,000 a
Month.
year per month. 900 per month. My medication costs $500,000 a year. I went into the ER for 4 hours and my bill was $55,000.
So it's not cheaper to keep you at all. It's not.
No,
Jesus.
it's not. It's not.
Your
And
wife
plus
loves
I spoil. So
Your wife love you. Your wife love you. She's a saint because it's not cheaper to keep you.
Whoa.
Whoa. That's crazy. And I know American healthcare self.
That's very tough, bro.
yeah, like
Trust me.
That's
I
a
used
lot
to tell
of
people, like whenever I infuse XSLM, I just infuse about $13,000 into my vein. Now I'm a rich bitch.
that's a good way of looking at it. But I can appreciate the level of mental fortitude you have to have. Because every single thing you say and like we being kind of casual about is something that I think would weigh heavy on a brain. And you have so many situations where you have to navigate situations that are heavy, situations that are multidimensional. And I appreciate the level of compartmentalizing you have to do,
Boy, yeah.
still remain accessible to the people who are closest to you and give them their needs when it might be coming at a bigger price for you,
Yeah.
but still not making them feel guilty about having needs they need fulfilled by you. So
Boy.
I appreciate like how your machines have to be working in
Intelligence you
synchronicity
building.
for
You
like
building intelligence from since you're young.
all the day, and you might feel like you don't have time to rest.
Been building intelligence from since he's young.
I appreciate the machine that is
That
you.
is like, wow.
It's real thing.
Yeah, man. Like you sound like you know what to talk about. Just a little. I know your wife is doing something like if you want to use this opportunity to shout her out her business.
Oh,
Uh,
oh.
yeah. Oh, you see why I tell all you his wife needs to come on this show, surviving Tyrone, Fiona's story.
Ty,
It's
hey,
lifetime.
Ty, come
Yeah.
on, boy.
Seven.
Damn, son.
I didn't realize that she was going to that.
Damn, son. Oh, you did.
I didn't realize that's what she was going. But yes,
Still not answering.
I'm about to tell you. It's
Okay, great,
Phoebe's.
wonderful. Thank you.
You see why I have to blackmail you? Hold on. So it is. It's called Phoebe's. We do treats from home, coconut tarts, guava tarts, prune tarts,
Oh, I just
pineapple
saw that.
tarts, rough cakes, raisin slice, gatos,
Wait,
meat
getting
pies, cheese
hungry.
straws, fruit cake with Ruby Rich from Dominica. Put that out there.
Okay.
The real fruitcake wine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gato, 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 is it name?
Where's Dominica?
The gato, no, man, like, the gato by friends that used to buy in the paper bag.
Oh,
Are you
God.
too young to know about that?
Oh, God. Take me back. Wow.
Yeah, we do that. We ship everywhere. We've been shipping. We ship to.
Wait.
We ship to Atlanta. Yes.
Drop the addy. I'm an order. Shabazz.
One time on the one time.
I believe it have enough Dominicans in America to make every Dominican entrepreneur successful in America,
Of
without
course.
even America,
Yeah,
The
I agree.
amount
Like,
of Dominicans out there.
and
'Cause if you
let
up,
me tell you,
hey, talking to the
Sorry.
Dominican entrepreneurs out there, like if you up your delivery game, like just get the
yep,
community of Dominicans. Maybe we need to have more platforms where we can come together.
Yeah.
Maybe just maybe. Like we have
yeah,
a Dominican Craigslist, but it maybe we should have a marketplace where, or maybe a service seeking something where you can
Yes.
Kendrick,
get the
don't give away IP. Don't give away IP.
I know,
always
right?
doing that, always
But
doing
the
I
thing is,
always doing
though,
that, yeah.
Don't get the let's not.
in fact, like
Yeah, we shipped to Alaska. I think the furthest up north was Alaska,
In the great
LA,
north.
New York, Virginia, everywhere in the US.
Yes,
okay, shout out to
So I will be
Dominica.
placing my order after
flower
the
they traveling.
pod. I want some guava. What you look my mouth for saying? I want guava tat.
Yeah, me tell you, them go with that real, and we
Ooh.
actually get anyway. No, we not sell out all the secret
They're
ingredients
getting
when you
guava
taste
from
it.
Dominica.
But you know what I would really want, really want right now?
Charlie, the feds are always watching.
That's
What
why
are you doing?
Well,
don't
The
do
codfish
that.
Okay, Takashi.
the codfish fry
Shit.
right now.
well, we make codfish pie meat pies, but that we don't ship because of
Freeze
You
it.
have to,
you
Freeze
know.
it.
Because
yeah,
it's pie.
you have to ship it in the oven or in the microwave.
Wow. That,
They'll tell the
Yeah.
pilot,
wow.
tell the pilot to put it by the engine.
That is your best idea yet. Your best foot. You just had it. Boom.
I mean,
Red
we
button.
ship the
No.
for the meat pies. It would be like overnight shipping, which prices are crazy with UPS.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm a rich bitch. I can afford you.
Oh.
Okay.
I lie in. I really need a discount code.
So if I send my own flour, it's the same price.
Well,
Fed up of Kendrick
I,
also.
I, I
It would be me. Fed up of Kendrick. Just
On
while
that
we're
note,
still here,
thank you,
um,
Tyron, so
with
much.
regards to the St. Vincent issue, there are a number of, we'll link those pages as well. There are a number of organizations that are doing their part to raise funds to kind of help our brothers and sisters in St. Vincent. Digital is one of those. I know Ad Argos that on Hillsborough Street, you could have brought water to them for them to ship out. Dexa is also receiving water. I know that is something the Vincentians said that they needed water
Mm-hmm.
because their water supplies were blocked off for right now. Um, to those who have made the offer of opening their homes to the Vincentian Nationals, we thank you. We appreciate it. If anyone listening is personally connected or affiliated to anyone in Saint Vincent. Ha, I nearly say Vincentia. Where is there?
Vincentson.
And once and once
Vincentia.
like you want to come and like give
Cool.
your experiences or even like let us know who we can contribute to, that would be appreciated. Your life is in upheaval, so I cannot even like barely I know Maria, so like we can almost like we can relate, and you don't have to have lived through a national disaster or whatever it is for you to be able to at least empathize with people. So all those who have contributed and are contributing to the cause, thank you. Shout out Doasco one time because they shipped some water there recently.
For real?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cool.
they did.
they did like some of the
The
big
balloons.
balloons.
bladders.
Oh,
Right.
bladders,
So
yeah.
Okay.
everybody doing their part. We appreciate you. We see you. You know, we like the vibes.
Yeah, because I mean that whole volcano thing, we have to be very careful because the plates in the Caribbean is like all of us connected. So if
Yeah.
one thing happened in somewhere, it's possible that it can affect something on our part, and it's not just the volcano, it's the tsunami because when the plate move, you
Yeah,
have
this one on
the
the
water
beach.
doing all kind of magic and then coming on land and messing up people business. You understand? So we have to have a lookout for the sea and the mountain. While we in Dominica and other Caribbean islands that volcanic, let's be
Be on
more
the alert,
vigilant.
man.
Yeah, man, vigilant.
but with this, we're not doing this with any like fear mongering, so it's not it's like just be mindful, that's all it is. And we're going to try our best to get in contact with some persons who can better give opinions on these matters as it relates to natural disasters and how they affect us. But until such time, once again, thank you for tuning in. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram. You can reach us at the Hard Ones Podcast at gmail.com.
In our show notes, we will say how you can contact Tyrone.
Yes. And also how you can contribute to the St. Vincent relief funds and so on. So once again, thank you guys. And Ty, thank you for coming, for letting us
Yep.
this moment. As always, just like our other guests, you're always welcome to come back.
Thank
With
you,
your
bro.
wife
Thank-
next time.
And with your wife,
What?
with your wife.
But why? What?
The real star of the show.
The real.
Oh, wow.
The real.
That's
But
some toxic conversation.
You know where you are. You know where you are, sir.
but again,
Okay.
happening then, I think I lose.
Shall refresh his memory?
No, we're not
No,
going to end the pod.
I hear everything. I hear everything. I
yeah,
hear everything.
everything.
Just go.
I mean, after the pod end, refresh his memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, the next time you come here, come with your wife.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, I
On
need to.
that-
I'll pencil it in.
Whoa.
And
On
we need
that-
to figure out. We need to figure out a way.
Before to him.
No, we need to figure out a way to get a sample of all the food they make in here. Here.
Mm.
Podcast, we can sample it. But we have to find a way. No, but we have to find a way, innovatively, to get the food warm from where it is to here. Where up can bring the food here now.
Okay. I think it's a good time for us to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Teleporting, you guys are trying
Until next time, folks.